Chapter 5, Step 5, The Freedom of Speaking the Truth. You can't save your face and your ass at the same time. Step 5, Admit it to God, to ourselves, and to another human being, the exact nature of our wrongs. From a cognitive behavioral training perspective, Step 5 is where the private work of self is public, shared, spoken, and solidified. After taking a moral inventory in Step 4, this next step involves saying it all out loud. The process is not for the sake of drama or guilt, it's to disrupt shame, to build resilience through vulnerability, and to invite healing through honesty. Step 5 begins with admit to ourselves. Again, this might seem redundant, especially after all the soul-searching we did in Step 4, but it's not. Integrating these insights into our identity and recovery process is essential. It's the moment we say, this is what I've done, this is who I've been, and I can grow from this. In CBT, verbalizing our discovery makes them more concrete and actionable. We stop hiding them in our heads, and we begin bringing them into the world where they can be seen, examined, and healed. The next part, admitting to God, can feel challenging, especially for those uncertain about spiritual beliefs. But CBT frames this in a way that anyone can access, as a release of perfectionism, toxic guilt, and irrational responsibility. This is where we stop trying to be flawless and start allowing ourselves to be human. Whether you define God as a higher power, a sense of moral truth, or even your own inner wisdom, this act of surrender relieves the burden of having to fix everything yourself. Instead of thinking, I must hide my loved, Step 5 says, I can be honest and still be worthy. But perhaps the most transformative part of Step 5 is speaking these truths to another person. This is where shame begins to break down. CBT teaches that secrecy breeds distortion. When we keep our pain hidden, we tell ourselves lies. If anyone really knew me, I'm too broken to be loved. Step 5 challenges that isolation by inviting someone safe into the truth. A compassionate listener, a sponsor, a therapist, a clergy member, or a trusted friend becomes a mirror, reflecting not condemnation, but acceptance. This is what corrective emotional experience. When we speak our darkest truths and are met with grace, we begin to unlearn the lies we've told ourselves. We realize that we are not the worst thing we've done, and in that moment, healing begins. Several CBT tools help support this step. Verbal processing, simply talking through behaviors and distorted beliefs, helps shift our internal narrative. Cognitive reframing, especially when guided by someone else's feedback, opens our minds to more compassionate and realistic perspectives. Shame resilience work helps us challenge the deep-rooted belief that we are bad people, replacing it with the truth, I've done wrong, of change. To apply Step 5, choose someone who can hold your story without judgment. This is not about shock value, it's about honesty. Name not just what you did, but why you did it. I lied to protect my image. I drank to escape my fear of rejection. These aren't excuses, they're insights when spoken aloud. Expect to feel vulnerable afterward. That's normal. In CBT, we recognize that discomfort is often a sign of growth. Watch yourself talk in the hours and days after. You might be tempted to retreat into old patterns. I said too much, I'm exposed. They must think I'm awful. Instead, try, I did something brave. I told the truth, and I'm still okay. This is where new neural pathways are formed. In essence, Step 5 is where we step out from behind the curtain. We take the truths we uncovered in solitude and let them live in the light. This step disrupts the cycle of distorted thinking, secrecy, and shame-based. It helps us reclaim our story by owning it out loud, in the presence of someone who won't run away. The real power of this step lies in what follows. I told the truth. I faced the fear. And I'm still standing. Step 5 is the moment when the narrative shifts. Yes, it's scary. Speaking it all out loud, warts, can feel like walking through fire. But then, surprisingly, there's peace. There's clarity. There's a human being across from you who doesn't flinch, who maybe even says, I did that too. And in that moment, confession becomes transformation. It becomes what CBT calls cognitive diffusion. You separate who you are from what you've done. You start to see yourself not as a broken person, but as a person learning how to heal. And that truly changes everything. If I want to complete Step 5, admitting to God, to myself, and to another human being the exact nature of my wrongs, I need to set Aside pride here, choose someone I trust and speak my truth out loud without minimizing, exaggerating, or hiding anything.